What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new up in this place, my name is Ntwanie, and if you're coming back again, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So today a bit of update. So I've been a bit MIA last week, mainly because I had my first APT assessment last Saturday. So I was writing, and from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. I was just on there on my laptop trying to answer all the required. So I've been using that week to sort of prepare for the assessment. And yeah, I couldn't shoot any video then, and I think I did say in my last video, which was a part 2 to the Q&A, that I wouldn't be shooting during that week or after that video. So yeah, today I'm back, and I'm back to shooting. I'm back behind the camera, and we are cozy, comfy. We're still working from home. I'm still enjoying working from home, you guys. And yeah, so today's video is about studying for an open book exam, right? So how do you study for an open book exam? How do you go on about it? Basically, you need to study. There are 3 things that I'm going to tell you. You need to study for an open book exam as if you're going to write a normal test, right? So you don't study in your mind thinking, I will have the textbook with me, or I will have the FRS, or I'll have the ISA. Study like you're not going to have any of those things, right? So approach it like a normal exam. You need to study everything. You need to be thorough with everything. You need to revise everything. The book that you're going to go in with is just there to sort of remind you in case you forget something, but it shouldn't serve as a study material in the exam, which brings me to point number 2, right? Point number 2 is that the books that you go in with are not there to help you learn a new concept during the exam. You know what I mean? So you can't go in there with an FRS 9 standard, and you're literally looking at FRS 9 for the first time. It's not gonna work out. The third thing is that you do not have as much time as you think you do in an open book exam. The thing about open book exams is they're not going to ask you things that are in the books, right? So they're not going to ask you, give us the IS-36 disclosure, or give us the section 24 requirements of the Income Tax Act. You're going to have to read the case study that is presented, and you're going to have to, in your mind now, think, what does this relate to? And then you're going to have to now apply the stuff in your books to the case study that you have. And that's how the assessments work with open book exams. Because if they're just going to ask you to list things, you have the book with you, then why, like it's redundant. They know you know the stuff, they know you have the textbook, but the key is in the application. How well can you apply the theory in the book to a given scenario? And that's just the basis of it. So if you are in a stage where you're doing open book exams, I know if you're in accounting, you're probably going to do them in your 3rd year. You're going to do them, actually I think some people even do them in 2nd year, but we at tax did them from 3rd year. And you're going to do it in City A, you're going to do it in ITC, you're also going to do it in APC. But APC is a whole different story. You go in with everything and anything that you want for the APC. But I know with universities, you only need to go in with SICA approved books. So something that would look like this. This is just my tax legislation that I used in CTA. They just want to show you some things. So for university, you're going to have to go in with books that have this SICA stamp thing. You can't go in with any other material other than this. But for the APC, you can write down notes, type them out, print it, highlight, write anything and everything that you want. It's a whole joyride up there, guys. But yeah, while we're still on this level and on this standard, you need to get in, unfortunately, with only these books, and there's only so much that you can write in here. Actually, you can't even write in the books, if I'm right. You can only highlight and underline and flag. So, which brings me to the next part of this video. How do you then prepare yourself for an open book exam, right? What in your books should you do? What should you highlight? What should you not highlight? How should you highlight? How should you flag and all of that? So I just want to show you some of the work that I did, or how I approached this whole open book thing. And I'm going to show you with the text legislation, because I feel like of all the standards and ISs and IFRSs, the text legislation is the most difficult of them to sort of highlight and, you know, make things more visible. So the one thing that I do a lot is this, right? So in my book, you will see there that I have the headings of the sections highlighted in green. So everything in this book that is highlighted in green will be a heading. So if it's a section 11, section 24, section whatever, it will be highlighted in green like that. So that shows you this is a section. What's underlined in red, which is this stuff here, I don't know if this can focus, but what's in red will be the requirements under that heading. And I don't highlight everything, guys. I don't literally put like a line under each and every word. I highlight specific words that make sense. So, you know, the text legislation has a lot of provided this, in lieu of that, excluding this or that or that. So I highlight one thing that makes sense and I keep the sentence moving, so I don't have repetitions. If you've read the text legislations, I think you know what I mean, right? So if you just look there on paragraph 2, I don't know if this thing can focus, but if you just look on paragraph 2, I've just highlighted, you can see that I didn't highlight everything. I've literally highlighted stuff that made sense to me. So everything, every requirement in this book is underlined in red, right? So everything highlighted in green will be a heading, and everything underlined in red will be the requirement. Anything highlighted in yellow, like what we have here, or I don't know if you guys can see that, but anything that's in yellow will be a proviso. So anything that says provided will be highlighted in yellow. That word provided will be highlighted in yellow, and the requirement of the provision will be underlined in blue, right? So that's how I do it. And then for exclusions, because we all know Income Tax Act has a lot of exclusions, excluding this, excluding that. Every exclusion in my book is highlighted in pink. I hope you guys can see. But yeah, so every exclusion there will be highlighted in pink. So I know that when I open my text legislation, guys, everything in green is a heading, everything underlined in red is a requirement of that section, anything in highlighted in yellow is a proviso, and underlined in blue is the requirement of the proviso, and everything highlighted in pink is an exclusion. So that's sort of how I color code the inside of my text legislation. So immediately when I open a section, I know, okay, if it's in blue, then it's a proviso. If it's in red, it's a requirement. If it's in pink, it's an exclusion. So coming to flagging and how you flag your legislation, right? So the way I do it is, and I think this is the SICA approved way, where you have to sort of write the section number. You can sort of see there, I have the section numbers and I have the requirements, or the name of this section. So if I have section 12, I know it's section 12C, it relates to this and that. That's what I write on the flags. If your flagging space is not enough here, you can also flag up there. Please don't flag at the bottom of your book. In case you put your book upright, it's gonna damage your flags, right? So only flag on the sides, and you can flag on top if the sides are not enough. So how do I flag my legislation? I think another tip that's very useful is I also color code my flags. So the way I do it is everything in red here, everything that's flagged in red relates to VAT, right? So everything that's VAT related would be in red, and then everything that is orange, I don't know if you can see the orange a bit here, but everything that is in orange would be everything that relates to individuals. So all your section 7C, your fourth schedule, everything that relates to individuals will be in orange. The green relates to dividends and withholding taxes. So I sort of color code it like that. And my general formulas are in the pink in front, my section 11As and stuff. At the top here, I have my yellow, which relates to the 8th schedule, which is your CGT, I think. And then my assessed losses in purple. So that's sort of how I prepare for an open book exam. So it makes it easier, guys, because if you can read something from the case study and you see that this thing relates to VAT, you're only looking at the red. If it relates to CGT, you're only looking at the yellow. So it saves you time when you're in the exam to know where exactly to look and to know where exactly to find the stuff you're looking for. So that's basically the gist of open book exams. Remember, you need to study for that exam like it's not an open book. You don't have time, guys, in an open book exam to go through the actual textbook or the ISA or the IFRS or legislation, because they know that you have this book. So the test is a little bit more difficult because you have access to the answers, but what will help you pass the test is your application of the theory in the ISAs and in the IFRSs to the case study that is given before you. So that's why the most important thing in preparing for an open book exam, or for any exam for that matter, is practice, practice, practice. Past papers, tutorials, class examples, past exams. Use that, practice until you get the concepts, practice until you are able to apply. Because hint, should I give you a hint? When you get to APC, the whole thing changes. Now you are tested as a newly qualified CA. So they expect you to be at a standard where you know what the IFRSs say, that you know what the tax legislation say. So they're not testing you about the requirements of IS 36 and IS 16 and IFRS 9 anymore. They're now asking you to apply that knowledge to a specific company, to apply that knowledge to help a company come out of a situation. Like, I don't even want to get into APT, the assessment that we just wrote. It was lit, okay? But those are my tips, guys. Use them, don't use them. It's all up to you. But yeah, I think that will be the end of this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Please do not forget to like this video if you really did enjoy it. Share it with your friends who maybe are about to write open book exams and also have the same questions. Otherwise, please do not forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Mwah.